Than me. That was me. Hello.
Hey, hi, hey, I'm sorry, I'm
Now go ahead. I'm gonna wait till you get in the camera. What up, highway regulator? That's my boy, man. What up, regulator? He in the building. Okay, wait a minute. All right, now
okay.
you back on. I took you out for a minute, cause I know you was getting. Hey, how you doing, lady?
Hi, hey y'all, how you doing? I'm all right, and you?
Man, I am good. How's your Sunday?
I'm blessed. I can't complain. I'm kind of mad with my Cowboys, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm
Hey,
mad.
you got it because you got that shirt on, but we gonna have a good interview.
Okay.
I ain't gonna worry about the shirt. I'm gonna be reading the comments. So if I look away, I'm reading the comments because we got highway regulator in the comments. He say, "Hey,"
Tell him I say
he can hear you. You just can't see his comment.
hey.
But
Okay.
I want to welcome everybody to the Freight Trapping Podcast. I am your host, Mr. James Roberts, and in the building we have no other than Miss Theresa Martin, aka Lady Trucker. Hey, Lady Trucker, go ahead on and introduce yourself one time.
Hey everyone, I'm Theresa Martin, better known as Lady Trucker on TikTok, but I'm still Theresa Martin.
Hey, we got Holly in the building too. My trucking journey, she's in the comments also.
Hey Holly.
Highway regulator, my trucking journey. If you guys have a question in the middle of the interview, I will read it to her. If you have any questions about her story, once we dig into it. So once again, welcome to the Freight Trapping Podcast. I am your host, Mr. James Roberts, and let me see here. And we are the Freight Trapping Podcast. I created this for stories as we finna get as such as we're finna talk to right now. Miss Theresa Martin is in the building. Let me give you a little backdrop. Me and Miss Martin, we met on TikTok. And I've built quite a few relationships on TikTok. And this is one of the young ladies that I've built a relationship with through TikTok. And I can say that she's a genuine person. She has real feelings, and it's a no cap zone for us. No cap zone for us. On TikTok, we give y'all straight, honest answers to the question you ask about anything about trucking, even about life. I oh, was it on, Miss Holly? Is it off now? Was it stuck? It should be off now, Miss Holly. Thank you. Um uh we had a live Sunday with our other partner in crime, Shannon, Big Shannon. And I'm gonna tell you, Friday after we got off, I promise you, I tried my best to kind of click in and check in. I couldn't. I, I promise you. I rode Friday out all the way until today. I just let it marinate. I just sit with it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's some things that happen you just gotta sit with. And you just gotta let it marinate. And you can't put nothing on top of it. You can't try to duplicate it. You can't try to find it again. You just gotta let it marinate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
And
just
so this is one of the genuine souls that we connected with on TikTok. And if you are part of that TikTok family, thank you, highway regulator. You know what I'm talking about. So moving forward, let's dig right into this, y'all. Miss Theresa Martin, let's
yeah.
start from the beginning. Where are you from?
I am from a little bitty small town in Oklahoma called Eufaula, Oklahoma.
You follow.
Yeah, Eufaula.
You follow. You follow me, Oklahoma. Okay. All right. so you follow Oklahoma. How many brothers and sisters?
I have five brothers and sisters. I have three brothers and two sisters.
Okay.
Two
Legit generic question, real quick. Real generic question, then we gonna backtrack. What do you do in trucking, and where are you in trucking? What made you get in trucking?
What do I do in trucking? Obviously, I mean, I drive a truck,
You
but
talking about? Hold on, wait a minute. First of all, hold on.
I'm
Wait,
just
wait,
playing. I'm just playing.
wait.
I'm just playing.
No,
It was a joke.
no, wait. We're gonna
Okay.
go start that tonight.
Okay.
But you got to understand, this is not TikTok.
Okay.
Okay, this
Yeah.
is YouTube, and it's a lot of people on here who don't know. They hear Freight Trapping podcast. They don't understand what it's about, even though I've explained it to them. You could be in mental health because I interview people who are uh, in that field, because as we talk about all the time on TikTok, mental health is very important to us, and so that it seems between you and I, and because we know one another, it sounds kind of crazy for me to ask you that, but
Okay.
for the sake of, some youngster may be watching the show and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to have to dig into some of them questions that I know the answer to, but I have to talk to those who don't know. All right. So let's just start there. What made you get into trucking?
I like to drive, so that's one of the reasons why I got into trucking, and then I also got into trucking because of the money of, a lot of people say they don't, it's not for the money, it's not for this. Me personally, I did it because I know that I can make a living how I want to live in the trucking industry. So that's why I initially got into trucking. But I also love to drive. So with me loving to drive, I was like, why not get into the trucking industry and drive and get paid to do it?
Right. So how long have you been driving?
I've been driving for 11 months.
11 months. So you just 11-month-old baby, right?
Ah, yeah. I know I'm still a rookie in the game. I know.
Yeah, it's not an insult because you can learn a lot in 11 months.
Absolutely.
But like I always take the moniker kind of similitude of what they say in comedy.
Hmm.
However long you've been in comedy, that's how old you are. So if you've been in trucking 1 year, you 1 year old in trucking. But it's just you can still learn a lot in 11 months. Don't get it twisted, y'all. So let's talk about your experience in these first 11 months. How has it been for you as a female truck driver? And I hate
For
to put female on front of that, but she trucks, and that's a big thing. So how has it been for you as a female driver in the industry in these first 11 months?
for me coming into this male dominated industry, I've had my challenges. I've faced challenges. But for the most part, me personally, my truth, I have not faced any difficulties as far as um being discriminated against when I'm out here, when I'm out there trucking.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of the males, they try to help me, but then there's a lot that don't as well. So for my personal experience in my 11 months, it has done me well, but it's very challenging because you are in a male dominated industry. And what I mean by that is I pull up to a dock, and they immediately, they got their phones out. They like, oh, I don't know if she gonna get it in there. I mean, this is what I'm thinking. I don't know.
You said
So
got their phones out. Is that for the phone number or are they video?
no, I think they video.
Okay,
they
okay,
they
okay,
video.
okay.
They video because I think that it like they're like, wow, to see a female doing this. They see a female doing it and they like, wow, she getting that thing in there. But I also get a lot of men trying to help me, and I'm kind of bullheaded, so I be like, oh, I got this. But one thing about me too, for sure, if I need help, I do not mind asking, hey, can you watch? Can you spot me? Can you look and see if I'm not gonna hit nothing? So, but for the most part, the trucking industry has been great to me. Like it has. Oh, my nose is
That's good. That's good. So far for your 11 months, it's been a pretty positive as far as the drivers go experience.
yes, it
So
has.
so what how many company I'm gonna say where have you worked and what did you do to obtain your CDL being a new driver?
I've worked for two different companies in my 11 months.
Mhm.
I worked for an owner operator for the first 3 months because I felt obligated. I'm gonna tell you about this. I felt obligated to the owner operator that I worked for because he gave me a chance as soon as I came out of school. And while you're in CDL school, they don't tell you that you are gonna face challenges on finding a job. Although there is plenty of recruiters that come, there is plenty of people that come to the school that tries to get you to come work for them until they find out you have a felony. So for me, I'm a convicted felon.
Okay.
And for me, it was a little bit more challenging because all these companies say, oh, we'll give you a job. They come recruit you. You fill out applications until it comes to the felony part. They say, oh,
Okay.
um,
We're gonna put a pin right there because we're talking to let me tell you who we talking to today and we focused on and we're gonna encourage tonight, okay? First is gonna be the young trucker. No, first is gonna be the young female trucker.
mm-hmm.
Then it's gonna be the young trucker. Then it's gonna be the young female ex convict. Then it's gonna be the convict, the ex convict. And then it's gonna be anybody new getting into trucking. So we have 5 people we gonna try to connect with tonight. And so I don't want you to feel any type of way that you have to disclose anything or everything is very voluntary right now, okay? Because,
Absolutely.
because for me, that's the reason I started this platform and because I too did 10 years in the penitentiary. I got out and trucking was already on my mind before I got out. And so it took me about a year, maybe 6, 7 months to get into it because I didn't go to a school. I got it on my own and all of that. So let's just start right there. Let's start right there.
Okay. And so I let me continue. Then I'm gonna get catch up. Okay.
Now,
So I
uh-uh,
worked.
I'm doing this. I'm doing this. Let me ride this horse.
Okay.
Let's go back. You're a convicted felon.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to what led you to being a convicted felon. What path what made you go down the path of whatever you did? You can disclose it or not. Just give us your experience. Don't tell us what you went down for, anything like that. Just tell us what led you to being a convicted felon, going into the system. What happened?
What led me to being a convicted felon was I love the fast life.
Mm-hmm.
I I was in the streets
Mm-hmm.
and I was addicted to the thrill of the fast life, living a street life.
Mm-hmm.
So that led to my conviction of going to prison because I love the thrill of getting not getting caught, breaking the law and not getting caught. So that was like the path that started me. It was the thrill of not doing something and not getting caught. And it led from one thing to the next, and it ended me in prison.
So
So
what you did? You was your state fed or what?
I went to federal prison. I did 13 and a half years in federal prison.
13 and a half, 13 and a half years in federal prison. And when you got that time, Um, who was in your life at that time? Mom and dad. Who did you going away affect the most when you got that time?
When I went to prison, because I don't have any children, so
Okay.
when I went to prison, it affected my entire family. And I say that because my mom was behind me, my dad was behind me, my brothers and sisters were behind me, but I also was the breadwinner for my family as far as whatever they wanted and I had it, y'all got it, you know.
And
So
at what age were you then?
I was 21 when I went to prison, but I had been in the game for years before that.
And you
I've
got
been
and you got to understand why I asked you that, right?
mhm,
Because you said you were the breadwinner.
mhm.
A young, a young female, not even 20, because you went to jail when you were 21.
Yeah.
A young female, and you said you were the breadwinner. What put
Mhm.
you in that position to be a breadwinner? If I may be so inclined to ask,
I'm sorry. Can you cut out? I didn't hear what you said.
what put you in that position to be the breadwinner at 18, 19 years old? If I'm inclined to ask, if I'm clear to ask that.
Well, so I mean, I gotta tell you this to tell you, make happy you understand why.
Okay.
So I grew up with both of my parents.
Mhm.
My dad worked all his life, never been in trouble. Rest in peace. My mom, she was, in the streets. She did what she did. She got on drugs. So me as growing up looking at them and seeing them, my dad, he took care of us. And as a child, I didn't want for anything. I didn't want for anything. But I again, I was attracted to that street life. I seen it and I loved it. I loved the thrill of it. I was like, man, this is what I want to do. So I took that and I ran with it. I took it from a young age. I was in the streets from the time I was 13 years old till the feds got me. So all that time that I was out there, I wasn't out there. I used it as like a 9 to 5, but I also worked every day. I went to work and I hustled every single day.
Mhm.
But again, that's that thrill of not getting caught. That life, that feeling of, oh, I can do this and I can do this as well. So with that, I took it and I was like, well, whatever y'all want, I got you. So that's what I say I refer to as a breadwinner because I was young, I wasn't attached to no one. I had a boyfriend, I had a man. But at that time, like we on the level, he in the streets, I'm in the streets,
Right, right.
and I just took it as, I'm the breadwinner for my family, and anything y'all want, I got y'all. If I can touch it, I got you. So that's why I'm saying I was the breadwinner. They didn't need or want for anything, but anything that they did want, and to my ability, I provided that for them.
Got you, got you. I'm glad you broke that down. I'm glad you cleared because I was like, okay, you're 18, 19, and you're the breadwinner. But it's, you know what? The reason why I asked because some young ladies do take care of the household at that age. Mom may not be there, dad may not be there. They don't want to get split up, getting put into the system, and so a young lady has to do what she had to do. But I'm glad you cleared that up. That you did that as a choice, not because you had to do it and you was just feeding into what the family was already able to have. You just put it on top.
Yeah.
And so going into that, and you got in trouble leading up to that. You and your man was a part of the game or whatever you guys was doing. Um, and you got 13. You said 13 years in the Fed. I mean
I
13
was
months.
I was initially sentenced to 210 months, which is 17 and a half years.
Right.
2015, a drug minus two law passed, and it took me to 180 months, which is 15 years. So in the midst of that, I got the time served, and it took my time from 210. I got 30 months off because the drug law went retroactive. Retroactive means it is applied outside, and then the people on the inside get it. So I was on the inside, so then I got the 30 months off. So it changed my out date from 2020. What's this? 23? It changed it from 25 to 22. So I mean to 21. It changed it from 23 to 21. So that's how I got out. I did 13 and a half years technically on a 15-year sentence. So
And so once you got, the time, the favor of God was on you and everything started dropping off, were you already in there thinking about your future in trucking, or did you kind of gravitate toward that once you got home?
so when I was in prison, I used to work for telecommunications. So
In
that
prison?
I mean this like
Oh yeah, the
I
Fed. Because the Fed, you
yes.
can't do this kind of stuff. Okay, got you.
Yes, when I was in prison, I
Okay.
worked and when I was in federal prison, I worked for telecommunications.
Oh,
Telecommunications is what this is right here.
right.
Anything to do with fiber optic cables, any cabling down to I can start naming cables and all that stuff. But that's what I did while I was in prison. While I was in prison, my boss, I stayed up on what was going on outside. So I would look like, what do I want to do? I can't go back to doing what I used to do, far as like the game. And I was in school for like I was in school for nursing and psychology. I can't go back to that because I'm a convicted felon for a drug charge. So while I was in there, I'm like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So I had a boss in prison. He came and we were talking and he was like, right now the trucking industry is like booming. So I ended up researching, and my aunt, she has a trucking company. I ended up researching and was like, okay, that's the closest thing next to the type of money or the lifestyle that I'm used to. So I was pondering and getting everything together before I got out of prison. So when I got out of prison, I immediately went and found funding and got the funding to go to school. And it took me 7, 8 months to get into the school because that's how far they were behind. So I just took it and I was like, I'm gonna make a career out of it. So that's how I ended up initially coming to.
Now go ahead, continue.
Oh, okay. I
I'm
I
playing,
just jumped
hey,
in the screen.
no,
That's
I'm
that's how
playing.
I initially ended up coming into the trucking industry. So with I came into the trucking industry and I love it. Like I love trucking because it keeps me sane and I get paid vacation to do drive. I get paid to drive, to see stuff, to go places, and it's tranquility to me. It keeps me, it's my solitude. So yeah. And I mean that's that's how I came into the trucking industry. Like
Can you hear
I
me?
know what's
No, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. Cause see, I'm tripping because I'm over here playing with this and my screen froze, but I'm dog, but you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So you jumped into trucking and you found your own niche in trucking.
Yeah.
What lane of trucking did you uh are you in right now? And which lane do you love? When I say lane, I know you know what I mean when I say lane, but I'm gonna kind of explain it to the people. When I say lane, I mean do you like flatbeds, reefers?
You froze again. So I but to answer that question, I am in the drive-in lane right now. I've done flatbed with a hot shot company that I with my aunt's company. I wasn't feeling that because I'm breaking these nails and no, I couldn't keep doing that. So because all the strapping, you gotta strap them cars down, strap that equipment down, whatever you hauling on that trailer, you gotta get out there and do manual labor. So I went to school for CDL. Okay. Oof, my face.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. We back.
Joe, you're late.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, we back. We back. We back. We back. So you took your little break, huh?
Yeah, I'm listening. I don't know. I was talking and the thing froze and
No, yeah, it froze. My system froze up, and I had to reboot everything. Did you get my text
okay.
message?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So, um, when you got into the game of trucking, when I was
Mhm.
asking you when you got into the game of trucking, did you tell him what lane? Did you hear that question that I asked you?
Yeah, but then it went off.
Okay, go ahead.
I
Finish that.
I'm in the drive-in lane. It keeps going off. Okay. I'm in the drive-in lane. I I've only driven drive-in. I did flatbed work as far as like hot shot with my aunt for a little bit while I was waiting to go to school just to see if I wanted to go that route. But nah, I'd rather stay with the 18 wheeler and the hot shot is not for me because I'm not fixing to keep breaking these nails and strapping and tying stuff down, chaining them cars down. No. So right now I'm in the drive-in gang. I don't know.
Man, listen. Last night we we um we had a power outage and it
Mm,
lasted until about 9:30 this morning, and I think that my whole little thing, my whole little my whole system is going crazy. My internet going crazy, and then it keep freezing up. But you were saying that the lane that you uh that you run is van, dry van, what?
hmm
uh, Or is it just strictly van and dry van?
It's just the lane that I'm in now is strictly driving. That's that's it.
Yeah, it's strictly dry van. So let's talk where you want to be in the next in 2023. I know we how was your 2022 for you as a driver? Your first 11 months. Cause 22 was your first year driving. How was it? What did you learn?
Um, for me, it was a great learning experience. I got I got to travel and see the world. I traveled to places that I've never been, and I learned things about that truck that they don't teach you in school. It actually was a good year for me. It was a great learning experience. Like the first year, I feel, my opinion, is your first year of learning the truck,
Right.
learning the not even necessarily the industry, but just learning the truck and the maneuvers of how to, you know, get your truck and how to use your truck and the things you need to be alert and aware of out there in that truck.
Right, right. And so in moving forward, with your career in trucking and what it is that you do, what do you expect for 2023, and where do you want your driving career to go? Period. I mean, whether it look like you owning your own truck, or you owning going into something else, back office or whatever. How does it look for you in 2023 and the future for you moving forward as being in the industry of trucking?
For me, 2023, for sure I will have my own truck for sure by the end of this year. That is a goal. Um I've actually reached where I need to be, but I'm gonna just wait because I don't want to rush into it
So
because I'm not ready
let's
to
talk
just
about that. Let's talk about that. What was the process that you did in order for you, even before you think about buying your truck, you've already set yourself up?
Mhm.
So without giving them your secrets, or I don't know if they're secrets or your business plan, how did you what process did you go through in order to set yourself up for what you're trying to do in the future?
Well, me is work, 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 no play.
Mhm.
And I say that because if you have goals and aspirations in life, period, not just this industry, in life, you have to set goals and you have to slowly but surely achieve those goals. You have to, you got to crawl before you walk.
Right,
So this
right.
is my crawling stage to me. This is my crawling stage. But what I did to set it up, I knew what I was coming in here for. I knew my outcome. I know what I'm looking forward to. I'm not just out here, oh, I just want to drive trucks and I don't plan on that. I plan on getting in this and getting something out of it as far as career, because this is not just an industry, this is also a career. So I turned trucking into my career,
Mhm.
and I plan to have my own truck to where I don't have to work for anyone. I can work for myself and be my own boss. So I set that up. It's all work. Me personally, 85% of my paycheck goes to a savings because I have goals that I'm trying to accomplish. So you can come out here and do whatever you want to do. You can be a company driver, you can be an owner operator, you can do whatever you choose. But me, as far as my lane, I want to be an owner operator, and I'm going to be an owner operator.
So what did
So
you so you said work, 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 work. How long
yeah.
do you stay out? I mean, do you stay out 3 weeks at a time, 2 weeks at a time, a week at a time?
Again, I have an advantage, guys, because I don't have any children.
Mhm.
So I stay out for a month at a time and then I go home for a week. Because after that month, you get tired of that road. That road, you get, you got to take a break. And big ups to the people that stay out there 2, 3 months. Me personally, I can't do it because after them little 28, 30 days, hey, I need a break. It's time for me to go to the crib. So that's just how I have got to where I need to be because I have a plan.
Right, right. And I remember at one time you were saying, so what have you did that's physics. For me, that's physically. You work,
Mhm.
work, work, save 85% of your check. What kind of advice can you give someone um on the paper side? And when I say the paper side, that means uh get your credit straight, get the credit straight, get your LLCs in line, get your bank accounts in line and all that kind of stuff. What kind of advice can you give somebody? Because you're doing this fairly young. You're fairly young in the game and you're fairly and but you know what you want to do and you know how you want to get there. So have you done
So
anything to, you know what I'm saying, as far as credit go and all that kind of stuff?
so as far as my credit is great. I have a great credit score. I maintain a great credit score. And to get a
And
great
you
credit score,
but you did that because when you came out, you
you
didn't get anything unnecessary that you didn't need because you don't necessarily have good credit, but you have no credit, and you have room to build good credit with no credit.
period.
Okay.
Well, I have a little credit since I've been home because I
No, no, no. I
maintain.
mean when you first came home.
Oh, when I first
Yeah.
came home, it was if it's like not having no credit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so
But you didn't mess it up.
no, my credit is.
Exactly.
I don't mind sharing my credit score. Right now, as I speak, my credit score is a 740, and I've been home 20 months, or almost 20 months.
Mhm.
So how I maintained that was because everything that we do out here, you have to have a good credit report. So like I said, I researched the things that I needed to research. I know that I need good credit in anything. So that's if I was going to be a realtor and I wanted to get into real estate and I wanted to just anything. So I took that. I got a Capital One secure credit card. It's your money. I started with a $200 credit card. I paid it. The one thing about credit is this: you have to make your payments on time to build a good credit report with any credit bureau. TransUnion, Equifax, and what is the other one? I don't know right now, but
Uh,
how
uh,
I
yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
TransUnion, Equifax, and it's three of
Experience.
them.
Experience.
Experian. There you go.
Yeah.
So what I did was I got me a Capital One credit card. It's a secure payment. It was a $200 credit card. I made that payment on time. I increased my credit. Then I got another credit card just to build my credit. I use those credit cards, but I don't max them out. I
Abuse
do
them.
what I need to do to
Mhm.
keep my credit. And when
So
I tell
basically,
y'all,
so
and that's
basically,
hmm,
so basically, what I'm hearing you saying, correct me if I'm wrong. You use those secured credit cards like they're cash. So
you
you
have to
never buy what you go and buy. You can you can automatically turn around the next day and pay it in
pay
cash because you
cash.
have it in cash.
Absolutely. And that's
Okay.
how you do it. That's
Okay.
how you have to do it. You have to have the money to cover it because it's a secure credit card. You
Mhm.
see what I'm saying? So it's your money. But you still got to build a paper trail to get to where you need to be. So I have the cash for the stuff that I need to spend, but I also need to swipe this credit card to shoot my credit up to give me a better credit score. So That's how I build my credit in a matter of the little 19, 20 months I've been home. And I also got two different accounts. As far as my LLC, I do not have my LLC yet. Why? Because I haven't pursued it and I haven't done it. Um, but in the next 6 to 7 months, that's in the making. But if
Well,
you want to go as far as like all your LLC, that's pricey. I don't want to jump into that right now until I have my funds to where they need to be. But I will be there eventually.
but you
So
do, but you do have something that a lot of people go into the game with. You do have a line of credit that you can lean on if you wanted to go in and do your thing right now.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I just don't want to go in right now because from personal experience, if you're not ready for it, you're
Mhm.
not going you're not going to be as successful as you could be if you just is totally focused on that situation at hand. So again, like I said, in the next 6 to 7 months, I will be to that point. I set my goals. This is me. I set my goals and I accomplished this goal. So now I'm working towards this goal. Once that goal get accomplished, then I have one more goal. I have three more goals that I need to accomplish personally before I go buy me a truck, get my own authority, get this, get that. So yes, my credit is A1. I can go right now and get me a truck if I chose to, but I don't want to do that yet.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're prepared
Exactly.
when you do that. So,
Exactly.
can can you tell me a little bit about the companies you've driven for?
Oh, well. The first company, of course, like I told you, was owner operator. It didn't work out because I was crunching my numbers. My numbers didn't add up,
Hold on,
and
let me answer this question real quick. Malcolm Caesar says, any secrets on getting good loads? Malcolm, there's no secrets to getting good loads. It's just having good relationships. That's
period.
my opinion.
And I
That's my
agree.
opinion.
I
Because
agree.
in order to get a good load, you got to have a good relationship with somebody.
Body. True. I agree.
You agree with
I
that?
agree with what he said.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I just want to answer that because we got some we had that question in the comments. Go ahead.
So there is like I said, I was working for an operator. I'm crunching the numbers. I agreed to this, but I stayed working with him for the little time that I did because I don't like to company hop. Period. I just don't. I'm a hard worker. I'm a good worker. It doesn't look good on paper, and so I stayed there for 3 months, and it didn't get any better.
Mhm.
So I'm like, this is not gonna work. So because I have a living, I have goals. I couldn't accomplish my goals. I couldn't get to where I needed to be. I was stuck stagnant. So then I went to US Express. And I don't mind saying who I worked for, but I worked on the variant side, which was the OTR division. And I'm gonna say this about the trucking industry. And I mean everybody's entitled to their own opinion. There's pros, there's cons. There's good, there's bad. US Express is not just a horrible company. I'm not going to just put them out there like they are. However, the cons of the company is they're a mega company. So, what I mean by a mega company, they have more than like 2,000 trucks, okay, out there. More than 1,000 trucks out there, right? With these mega companies, they micromanage your miles. Me, I like to run 3,000 to 3,500 miles a week. But you can't do that when you with the mega company if they sending you to California and there's no freight coming out of there. Or they sending you to New Mexico and there's no freight coming out of there. They micromanage your miles. And me personally, I'm out here to get money. And if your wheels is not turning, you not earning. So another thing about that company, I just will tell y'all. They have you chasing trailers for hours, wasting a whole day to find an empty trailer. You're not getting paid for that. You're not like I'm not making no money to hunt no trailer down. So when I say the pros is the pros outweigh the cons, but I could not get to where I needed to be with that company. And that's the only two companies that I work for. I'm going to another company. We're gonna see. But I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I don't foresee myself working for companies too long because I like to get money. And when you're working for a company, you are under their dictatorship, leadership, whatever you want to call it. You doing what they allow you to do, basically. So I can't hear you.
My bad. I always turn my mic down when you guys will be talking. That way I won't, you know what I'm saying, jump in and out. But don't you find it funny that when you with a company that some kind of way the pros outweigh the cons, but the cons are just so bad that the pros can't do nothing with it. The cons
Can't do
outweigh
nothing.
the yeah.
I
You just
agree.
that's
Cause I'll
crazy,
tell you
ain't
this.
it?
I'll tell you this. This like I can't. I feel like I'm a hard worker for you. I have not messed up your equipment. I'm taking care of your equipment like it's mine, and I don't feel appreciated. I did not feel appreciated. I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'm gonna sum it up real quick. I was on my home time. They called me. This is how much of a dedicated worker I was. They called me, hey, can you take this load? Because it's where you are, my home state. Sure, I got you. I'll make that quick run. They sent me on a wild goose chase. When I tell you a wild goose chase, I was livid. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Because I came off of my hometown to
Yeah.
go do a load for
That was
these
that.
people.
That
And
was that day you had your mom in the truck with you.
yeah, and it was supposed to be a short run that turned into from 8 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock the next morning. I was pissed. I was livid. So the
Woo.
freight, you said it right. The pros, it's great, but the cons winning. They winning
They
because
heavy. They
they
heavy.
pure pressure. And when
Might
I
have a
tell you
lot of
that,
pros, but they not heavier than the cons.
they not.
Yeah, that's one thing I think with truckers that will run you off from a trucking company fast, quick, and in a hurry is when you're playing with a off
Home
duty
time.
time and a home time.
Yeah,
When you play
that's
with that,
me.
but also I think also when you're playing with their when you're playing with their wait time, meaning when you're delivered and you waiting on a load. I think for me, when I was over the road, boy, my dispatcher knew do not have him sitting. Only way I would sit if I knew that when I got there, they would be like, they would call me and say, hey, I know you about a day out, but we haven't found you a load yet. Because they knew I would be mad. And so if I knew a day ahead of time, then I wouldn't rush down there to deliver.
And I'm gonna
And
tell
I
you this.
go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off.
No, no,
But
this your interview. Go ahead.
like the dispatching situation, I'm a mega company. I was with the mega company.
Mhm.
Every time you call in, you don't have the same dispatch, so you cannot build a relationship with a dispatch to let and that this dispatch may know how I run. You may have a couple of them that know, oh, she is a hard worker, she don't like to sit, but then that dispatch may not be there that day. So with these mega companies, every time you calling in, I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying US Express because that's who I worked for. Every time I call in, I talk to someone different. So they don't even know what's going on. The communication sucked.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I don't know if you know this or not,
I do. I know where you get that.
but they they have their dispatch set up in regions. And so when you move, where you're based out of, where you okay, say for instance, if you're based out of Alabama, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you move out of Alabama to California, you're moving into another dispatcher's region.
But this is no. I'm gonna tell you how they set up. You set up
Oh
on
yeah.
teams. You have like Alpha. You have Bravo. You have Charlie. You have Delta.
Mhm.
The Delta team is the Delta team, and all of U.S. Express dispatches is out of Chattanooga, out of Tennessee.
Mhm.
Let me see. I'm gonna tell you where it's at. It's not Chattanooga because that's where the corporate office is. It's actually in Atlanta, Tunnel Hill, Georgia.
Mhm.
That's where their dispatching office is. So whenever you call dispatch, you always talking to someone there. But they set up in teams. I'm talking to the same people,
Mhm.
but say I call in and be like, "Hey, I'm here. Do y'all have a load?" Right? 5 minutes later, oh, okay, here's the ticket number. I wait. Call back 10 minutes. I'm talking to another dispatch on the same team that don't have a clue what this other dispatch, what Tommy just told me. So it's the same people, but different scenarios. So then I have to go in and tell them, well, I just talked to such and such, and oh, okay, well, hold on. They put you on hold, and it was just a fiasco that I wasn't willing to sacrifice anymore. I stayed there long enough, and I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, hey, I get it. Believe you me, I get it. And and okay, so you moved on from US Express. You finna go, you got your new outfit. You jumping in tomorrow or what?
No, I'm not. I'm well, I kind of took a couple weeks off for me because my birthday is coming up.
I know why you
so
did. Don't worry about it. I got you.
so I took a couple
I
weeks
got
off
you.
because my birthday. But then I'm going to work for a reefer company. So I want to try the reefer gang. I want to see what the reefer lane is about. Just to see. I may stay there. I may not. The only thing good about this industry is that you can like you sitting on gold, platinum, however you choose. Those licenses, you when you have your license, you guaranteed to find a job if you keep them legit. I don't have any accidents. My MVR is good. No points. So
And we as felons, we have to make sure that's good.
yeah,
Cause
and
the
I mean
first,
I have to because
yeah,
of my background, my situation.
my
I'm,
background too.
I,
Yeah,
you know,
my
I
background too.
going to prison, y'all. For whoever's out there listening, it's not cool. It's not what's up. You live and you learn though.
But did
If
you make the best of it?
I make the best of the worst of it. You don't have a choice. And
Yeah.
when I say that, I never let my mind get confined to that place, to those
I'm gonna
four
ask you a
walls.
question though. What was your favorite meal?
Ugh. I didn't. You want me to tell you the honest God truth?
Now I'm talking about if you cooked it, if you
Oh,
went to the kitchen or whatever. Cause let me tell you something.
my
Let me tell you something. Nah, let me tell you something.
I can make some stuff out of. Let me
Yeah,
tell you what
hey boy,
my favorite meal
I
was.
made I
I'm gonna
I
tell you
made
this,
some bad penitentiary tamales.
and I'm gonna tell you that. Now you took it from me.
Ooh.
I made tamales. I'm talking about you can make tamales out of corn chips. I made dressing out of corn chips. Like you dressing out of corn chips. I made tamales out of corn chips. I
Mhm,
made so much. I made pizza out of crackers. A pizza crust
mhm,
out of crackers. Saltine
mhm.
crackers. Um
Made mashed potatoes out of potato chips.
made well, I didn't really do mashed potatoes. I did more like scallop potatoes, you
Okay,
know.
same
But
thing, same
it's the
thing.
same thing.
Yeah, same
But
thing. Yeah,
um,
yeah.
and I'm gonna tell y'all this. I cooked with hot water. We didn't have microwaves.
That's the only
We
way you
had
had to do.
212.
Yeah.
I can fry rice with an iron, you know. So these are sacrifices that we have to make as the consequences that we have to pay for our actions. But I'm gonna tell y'all this too. Going to prison It's not what's up, because you are locked up with people from all different walks of life. It's not okay. It's not cool. It's not all right that I'm a convicted felon. I don't praise that. I'm telling y'all my story because I try to save y'all from that situation. It's inhumane. You can only move when they allow you to move. So basically, you feel helpless. But because of the type of person that I am, I don't allow I didn't allow my mind to get confined to that situation. If y'all understand what I'm saying. I mean that by I stayed fresh. I stayed up with what was going on. I didn't do my time outside of them walls because that's like a whole nother world in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't allow myself to get confined and wrapped up with the drama of the prison system because
Institutionalized.
it's a whole nother world in there. I seen some crazy things. I seen good things, bad things. And I mean, it's just I don't wish it on my worst enemy. And I don't even have no enemy. But I'm just saying, like, it's not okay. So if anybody is listening, take this and just, if I touch one person, that's all that matters to me. You know, it's not okay. That life, it's not all right. If you out there in them streets, that's played out. That's played out. Because it's gonna lead you to two things. You're gonna be in the grave or you're gonna be in the penitentiary. And I'm blessed that I made it out. I know that the Lord saved me by sending me to prison because of the lifestyle that I was living.
I went to prison yesterday.
To visit.
I volunteer twice a month with my church, and we go to we had prison ministry yesterday. So yeah,
Okay. I didn't know how to take it because I was like, I didn't know I didn't know how to take it. Like, are you serious right now? And see, like me personally, that's what I want to eventually start doing is giving back to that.
well,
Sorry, I had a phone call,
oh yeah, I
but
figured that. Go ahead, go ahead.
giving back to that and letting them know that hey, it's hope out here. Come out here, and that's what I want to do. That's. I'm a female out here. I want to help females that is getting out of prison. Come get in this trucking game if you choose. It's not for everybody. This
Mm-mm.
the trucking industry is not for everybody. And why I say that is because it's a lot that comes with it. I feel like I'm okay with it because I survived prison. I know how to survive. I came from the streets. And I feel like I have an advantage in this industry because of the number games and how to crunch the numbers. And to me, I take what I had, what I learned in the streets, and I put it into this. So it's kind of like a finesse game. If you allow them to get over on you, they will. So I just want females to know that it's possible if y'all want to get out here and get in this industry. Hey, we out here winning right now. Female, we ain't taking over, but anything that a man can do out here, you can do out here. And
Anything you can do, I can do better.
and
Oh,
it
yeah.
ain't
Go ahead and sing your song. Go on, sing your song.
and it ain't even about
No,
like
I'm just messing with you. I'm just
it
messing
ain't
with you.
even about like a lot of the men out here be surprised and I'm gonna say this. A lot of the men out here be like, dang, they be amazed to see a woman whipping that truck like that, you know. And but also, okay, now that I'm on this, let me because it just came to my head.
Go ahead.
There is a lot of
Did you say what I
segregation.
asked you for?
Huh?
Did you say what I asked you for Friday? I say, hey, make sure you say that so we can talk about it.
Eh, I don't remember,
Lovely
but I think,
Khalees,
huh?
Seminole Trucking.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Go ahead, dude.
Okay.
Say what you finna say.
I'm gonna say this real quick and then we can get on that. Okay.
Now take your time. Go ahead.
Now I'm supposed to touch on the females and the male separation out here,
Mhm.
as far as us. Okay, there's a lot of female truckers out here that turn their nose up, that think they're better than. And I can't knock y'all for that. I'm not knocking y'all. I'm not shaming y'all. But I want to say this to my sisters out here. It ain't a, it's not a color thing. It's not a, has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with none of that. I want to say this. Wear what y'all want to wear. You can do that. You can't. We as females, we like form fitting stuff. There's a way to handle the situation though. Not every male trucker out here is out here preying on you. They're not being predators. So we as females have a ugly rep out here. I know this because I talk to a lot of male truckers that say, oh, I wouldn't even approach you. I wouldn't even say they turn. It's sad that when a man is going to a door, they won't even hold the door for you because they've ran into so many ugly female truck drivers out here. And what I mean by ugly, they say, "Oh, I got a man," or "Oh, they look at him like, "Oh, this man's trying to talk to you." Well, let me say this, sisters. If you're not being put out there like that, I've never been discriminated against as far as that because I don't hold myself that way. I'm not disrespectful out here. I do not allow disrespect either. So when I say that, it's okay to speak. It's okay if a man holds the door for you. That does not mean he wants you. It's okay to be polite. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to speak either. I'm just saying, but being more civilized and more approachable will get you more and further in life, period. Y'all don't have to walk around with y'all's nose stuck to the ceiling. Y'all don't have to be every male trucker don't want you, and that's vice versa. Every female trucker don't want every male trucker out here. I just feel like us as trucking, we should be able to be as one and not segregated because of, oh, I feel like they're trying to talk to me. So I said that just to say, if my female truckers is on here listening, y'all can agree, y'all can disagree because y'all do it to me. I speak and y'all turn y'all's head up at me.
And that's what what I that's what I can understand is why do you turn your nose up at another female trucker when you guys should be
You
locked arm
together.
in arm? Y'all should be locked arm in arm.
And they do. And I can only speak for me. I can't speak for why they do it. I can just tell you that I for the male truck drivers out here and the other females that experience that is going through what I'm going through, I've spoken to several female truckers and they look at me like I got caca from my top to my bottom. I just smile and keep pushing. And that sucks because then they give all of us a bad rep because like I've also encountered a man that he was looking at me crazy, and I said, "Hey, how you doing today?" He was like, "Oh, I didn't know if I could speak or not," and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm not them." And I was wondering. I said, "I was wondering why you was kind of standoffish, nonchalant." I was like, "I'm not one of them that thinks, oh, because you speak to me, you want me.
And
No,
I
it's just
and
common
I
courtesy."
and I hate that I'm not gonna say every male trucker, but some male truckers feel that way that they don't want to speak because we're so tied in the era of Me Too and the harassment, and then on top of that, you know, if she got a bad attitude and I got a bad attitude, it might turn out bad.
It might turn bad. It might
And
go
so
real.
and so for us to protect ourselves, we just don't speak. We don't hold the door. If you having a problem with your straps, figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And And I hate it's like that, but that's the reason why I created that panel on January 29th. We gonna figure this thing out. We gonna talk about it. We gonna figure it out.
Okay. And so now what was
Now,
you?
now let me do this first before we go into that. So, Miss Lady Trucker,
Mhm.
what you told us where you want to go with it. You told us where you come from. You told us where you been. You told us what you're doing. What would be something that you would tell, because you only been in the game 11 months, and
Uh-huh.
you can give them some very very useful advice. What would you tell a young, even 3 to 6 month trucker, or someone getting out of trucking school? What would be the number one rule for you getting out of trucking school, jumping into the industry? What would be one rule you would tell them? It don't have to be number one, just one rule that you would say, hey, you need to stick this in your mind and make sure you think about it each day.
My number one rule for this industry is safety first. My number one rule that you like, that's my number one rule. And what I mean by that is as far as being in the truck, as far as being at a truck stop.
Mhm.
I'm a female out here.
Talk
For
about
you
it.
for you females out here that's new to trucking, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say I have an advantage because I look at life like this. There's predators and there's prey. And when I say I have an advantage, it's because I was in the streets. So we as women naturally have that vibe. You can feel it, that sixth sense. But also I can recognize things that other people, another woman that is new to this industry may not recognize as a threat. That's what I mean by safety first. You have to be out here and be on alert. I'm gonna give y'all this. At nighttime, I don't care how much instinct I got, how much street smart I got. I don't get out my truck. One, it's dangerous because um you can't see, and you can't see. And two, you have not on this is a general statement. Not all of the men out here are preys and predators. But it could be not even a truck driver. It could be somebody just out there lurking, waiting to see somebody and just grab them. And so it's always good to be safety first. And like stay alert. When y'all out there driving, don't be on those cell phones.
Mhm.
Don't be I'm not saying I haven't done it because I have. I'll be telling a lie. Your life is more important. The number one goal is to go make that money and come home safe to your family. You know, and out there in that truck, everything you gotta constantly be aware and alert because you watching four wheelers. And what I mean by four wheelers, I'm not talking about ATVs. I'm talking about cars and trucks. Um, you watch some animals run in front of you. So you always constantly, looking and checking your mirrors, and so don't get distracted for you new drivers. And you have to stay focused. That's another thing. Stay focused. And that's me. You females out here, stay safe. And I don't get out of my truck again at night. If I'm at a truck stop, I don't care where I'm at. If I gotta go to the bathroom, guess what? I'm gonna have to pop a squat. I'm have to give me, you know. But
better, you better keep that 5 gallon bucket in your truck with some trash bags.
but I try to do everything before it get dark. So I go shower, I get back in my truck, I lock
Right,
myself
right.
in. I personally put my seatbelts through my door. I don't do it because it's a trend. I do it because a lot of people don't know. If there's a Freightliner, the same model, make year as mine, that key can go in that door and wiggle it, and it can unlock your door.
Hmm.
So, just be safe, you know. And I don't pull my curtains. I just pull my curtains in the front because I need to know. I need to see if I hear anything. I need to look. I ain't got time to open that curtain and, look and see. So that's it. Just be safe and cautious and aware out here.
I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for taking out your time. So let's to be on this podcast. So let's swing to what I asked you about. Did you pin that? Because I told you I was going. I'm a blast it on my podcast.
Let me
Do
see.
you
I
have it?
think it's on
So
this.
let me. So while you look at it, let me break this down. On Friday on TikTok, let me set the story up. On Friday on TikTok, and this is why I kind of love. I love the people that I've connected with. So Friday on TikTok, we was on a live with Big Channel Trucker on his live on TikTok. And so a young lady came on TikTok and she had an issue. And that's what TikTok is for me and for us. Come on now, you got an issue. Let's see if we can pull some minds together and answer your question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pertaining to trucking, life, or whatever. Young lady comes on the part where first she was in the comments. She said thank you. She said she told us that she had just lost her daughter on New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah.
Correct me?
No. Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve, no New Year, Christmas Eve, and she was having trouble with the trucking company, Seminole Trucking. Is that it?
Seminole Express out of Seminole, Alabama.
Seminole Express out of Seminole, Alabama, and they gave her the hardest time with getting home, with being having empathy for her situation, uh, for paying her, and what else?
Um, she said you touched on the sympathy, the paying her. She still says she still hadn't got paid.
Now
And the
this young
death,
lady,
like,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, that was it. You touched on that's.
And so she kept expressing to us that it wasn't about money. She didn't come on there to get money from us. She didn't come on there to seek, get any kind of financial help from us because everything had already been taken care of. She just wanted to make us, the trucking community, aware of, for me, the non-sensitive, um, lack of empathy, the malicious way that they treated this woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I told them, I said, when we go here, come on Sunday, and I asked Miss Theresa to screenshot it and make sure that we touch on this. Seminole Trucking out of Seminole Express Trucking out of Seminole, Alabama. You are the worst of the worst. And I'm saying it on my podcast because for you to not have any empathy for this young lady who was out running a load for you, to get a phone call on the road that your daughter has passed away in a car accident, and then for you to worry about, the only thing you were worried about was her completing the load. How can anybody complete a load, let alone drive back to the state with the thought of losing their daughter? Baffles me. It really does. You have to be the coldest of the cold. You have to be the ruthless of the ruthless to even think that anybody with any type of heart would have the ability to drive back to home base in order to satisfy your company.
Mm-hmm.
That hit us hard Friday. That
It
hit me
did.
hard.
It
She
touched
did
me.
not. She did not ask for anything. But what we know is that a little bit of something is more than nothing. So we got our cash app and we started donating. I don't care. I didn't ask. Don't need a printout. Don't need to ask of the people who donated to her. All I know is if you donated to her, God bless you. God, you will be blessed for that. And I'm speaking it over your life right now. That 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 you will be blessed tenfold uh for that if you donated to her through the cash app, through the TikTok that you seen. We still urge you to go to Seminole Express out of Seminole, Alabama. Express your dislike. Let's bring their likability as a company down, because I don't think, and I know for sure that there is not a company. I'm not gonna say a company. There shouldn't be a company in this world that if someone lost a child, a mother, a father, and you're out there on their road, if you tell
Hey,
them I am not capable,
I'm
if
on
you
the interview on the.
if you tell them I am not capable of moving this load for you at this time, that they should at least say, okay, where are you? Can you get to a safe place? What can we do for you? At the bare minimum, can we fly you home to be with your family? What can we make, what can we do to help make your loss just a little bit? There's nothing
Better,
we can do to make it easy, but make it better.
better.
For a company that you have probably made thousand, maybe millions of dollars, because I can't remember how long she was driving for them not to have a heart and offer you some type of relief and bring you home to be with your family is really, really
Why is she
absurd.
crying like that? I'm on the.
It's really, really absurd. And from me to this other young lady as a trucker, I want to say you are continuously in our prayers. I want to say that I hope that you get everything that you need. I hope that you get everything that you deserve. I hope you get everything that that company owes to you, because they kept her check. They didn't even give her the last check that she was due. I didn't work for you. I don't know if she got paid every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks or what. But for you good, take care of the baby. You good.
Okay.
Uh uh for you to keep her last paycheck, that was all she needed as a kick in the face. Nobody deserves that. No sister deserves that. No man deserves that, no matter your race, creed, or color. Nobody deserves that. What you got to say about that, Lady Trucker?
Listen, that that was heartfelt, and it was like it touched my soul because I've been through it. Like I have I felt her in that moment because on that day it was my deceased brother's birthday.
I didn't want to
So,
take you back there, but
but it's okay. It's okay.
okay. All right.
I'm better.
You're good
Uh,
today? Okay. All right.
on that day, I needed the prayers and all that. And I say that lady got on there and she said that she don't want any financial. All she wanted was justice. She wanted justice to be served to this company. So the type of person that I am, I start researching, I look it up, I see that they have a sister company that
What's the name of the sister company?
mm, I'll have to tell you. I
Okay.
cannot.
Okay. All
I
right.
have
Go
to
ahead. Go
tell
ahead.
you.
Okay.
So I look it up, but it's out of Florida, the sister company. And I'm like, well, so I look it up. I look on she said look on her Facebook page for everything she said was validated. I looked it up and not saying that I doubted her.
Mhm.
I'm just saying that like the compassion that these people didn't show this lady. How I don't have any children, that's my niece. But like how could y'all not like allow this lady to go? She had to go identify her daughter before she could they could move her. The coroner could pick her up. Like, cause the baby died instantly on the scene. So her and her husband had to go drive 4 hours to go identify their child, which was a recent graduate of she was 21, like she just graduated from college. Like the situation was just a sad ordeal. And how can you tell a mother this? And then the lady, she I'm not gonna call her the lady, Calicia. She went to the hospital twice. While she was in the hospital, this company called her and told her, we need the paperwork from that loan. This lady lost a child. Now she's in the hospital. She left the hospital to take the people their paperwork because they said if she did not get it there, they were gonna do this, and that. So she tells us that she leaves the hospital to go there to take the paperwork. What kind of people, like, what kind of malicious, like, just, how's there people like that? But, okay.
So this is the company. Hold on. Let me move this out the way real quick.
And it is predominantly owned. It doesn't matter who own it, but it doesn't matter. It's a smaller company. Seminole Express. I don't care who sees this and who has something to say about it, but y'all are trash. There's no way that you should ever have no sympathy towards someone that lost a child or a loved one, period. And that it hit home with me because I was incarcerated and I lost two brothers and my father. So I understand the hurt of losing someone when you cannot do nothing. Like I understand that. And my heart goes out to Calicia Howard. Well, Finkley is her last name. So they just that company right there is trash. They're garbage. I don't care. There's no way that you can ever be that heartless and that cruel to somebody. Seminole Express out of Seminole, Alabama.
There
They
it is
need to
right
be
there.
they
I
need
got
to
them
be
up on the
exposed.
screen. You probably can't see it, but I got it up on the
I
screen.
can. I can see it.
Okay. Look at this right here. It says benefits. Our drivers are well taken care of with tons of company benefits. Our drivers are well taken care of. That's a lie in itself right now, just with this story. Just with this story, that's a lie. That is a lie. And I'm putting them on blast because this young lady, no driver, no woman, no man should ever have to go through anything like this after losing a son or a daughter or a mother or a loved one. Could you understood if it was a cousin? Yeah. Could you understand if it was maybe, a second or third cousin, maybe or something like that? Yes. But a daughter, you lose a child on Christmas Eve. First of all, you got me out here working on Christmas Eve when I should be at home anyway. It's the weekend.
It's the holiday. Hey,
You got me out here working anyway. I'm out here for you. And then for something to happen to my family like this, it really is it really pulled on my heartstrings on Friday. I promise you it did.
when I tell you it brought some stuff out of me that I keep quiet. I don't say nothing too much because I don't look for the sympathy or the empathy. But that story, it touched home with me because I when I was incarcerated, I lost two brothers and my father. And that day it took me there, and I needed that. But it took me to a place back to where I was when I was incarcerated. They didn't allow me to go to none of the funerals. And
Do
I
you
worked.
do you remember the article she told me the name of the article? Where is she from?
The,
Alabama?
she's from Atmore, Alabama, and the article is in the paper about the wreck.
I'm
It's
trying to pull it up cuz I want to pull it up and read it.
it's Atmore, Atmore,
A
Alabama.
T M O R E.
Yes.
Admore, Alabama. Okay.
And if you type in, or even I googled it. If you
Uh-huh.
Google Atmore, Alabama, crash, I just put Atmore, Alabama crash on December the 23rd, and it pulled up it showed her
23rd
name,
or 24th.
the 23rd, December the 23rd, and I can pull it up. I mean, I have it. Give me these. I'm gonna.
Okay. Man was killed.
No, I'm about to get my other right now and pull it up because I researched it, and I mean, it's valid. Everything she said, it came.
No,
I'm not gonna say everything.
I just want to read the article online and
Okay,
pull it up. That's all I want to do.
okay.
Admiral, Alabama, Aaliyah called to serious crash on Alabama 21. Is that it?
I think so.
Let me pull it up. Uh, Highway Patrol. The crash took place on Interstate 459. Is that it?
Yep. It's does it say 21-year-old? I'm about to pull it up right now because there it says it was another one about a lady, an older lady.
Injury crash. Nah. Okay, let me look up this. Look at this other article. Aaliyah,
I'm fixing.
let's say two injured. Add more man killed. Tell me the what's the headline?
It's it was in the Atmore News, so I'm pulling it up. It's coming up right now. Um,
Oh, here it is. Fatal crash at a 21-year-old Georgia woman.
yep, that's it. That's it.
Okay. Cause I want to be able to. If you want to read it, I'll just put it up on the screen. Um,
Yeah,
that's
that's
our
it.
daughter. Yeah. If you want to read it, I'll put because this is the young lady's daughter right here that was killed in that crash. Um, and this is the daughter that Seminole Trucking denied the young lady to go home on the day her daughter was killed in that crash. And so this is the Admore article. Uh this is the Admore article right here. And it says a 21-year-old Georgia woman recently graduated from a dental assistant program and in the early stages of her first job in that field was killed in the first hour of December 23rd when she lost control of her vehicle, ran off US 31, and crashed into a building on the campus of Flomesa, Flomesa High School. Chanel Shafano,
Yes.
daughter of Kalicia and Ricky Finkler of Admiral, was reportedly killed instantly. The crash, which happened just after midnight and left her 2015 Ford Fusion little more than a crumpled mass of metal. Now, this is the article right here. This is the article, and I I I I just don't have no love for Seminole trucking, none at all. I promise you, I have none at all. And so, if you guys are in Alabama, I would advise you to stay away from that trucking company. If you work for them, I would advise you to kind of start trying to plan your exit because this could have easily been you. This could have easily. I don't want to. I, I don't want to say it's a racial thing, but sometimes you look at the area and the climate of where it is, and you got to say it got to be because why not go to bat for someone who has um
A
made
legit
money?
has I mean, that has a legit, like, how could y'all not, like, I don't care if she was a good driver or a bad driver. At the end of the day, um, irregardless, I don't care if she wrecked one of your trucks. At the end of the day, it's like this. How could you be so heartless, so cold to say no? She left the load because she was like, at this point, it doesn't matter. There's
Nothing
nothing
matters. Nothing else
like,
matters.
like, there's nothing that I can say that TrapN podcast that Freight could say. There's nothing that nobody can say that is gonna make the situation any better. Only thing you could do is just show her that you could be there for her. And they couldn't even show her that they could be there. Like, as a human, not even as a company. Forget the business aspect of it. What about the human side of it? It's Seminole Express is garbage to me. And I stand on that, and I'll always say that this lady, everything she told us, the type of person that I am, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but I also looked it up because she was like, there's this, there's that. Looked it up, it's valid. There you go. I mean, he pulled it up. He's showing y'all that it's facts. So no, some things is just, it's just ugh.
Well, I I told the young lady that we were going to speak on this. I was going to put it on my podcast. It will be up. I will not take it down. Um, on tomorrow, on tomorrow, I am also going to because right now, what I'm doing, I am screenshotting this article, and uh, I will be doing this on my TikTok as well. And so I just wanted to I just wanted to come on and I wanted to make sure that we knew about this, then we put this out and to make sure that the young lady did not uh die in vain. And this trucking company will not go on to say they are what did they just say? Uh we care about our drivers. We no you don't. No, you don't. And that's why I tell you, when you go in and you seek to get on with these companies and you do all this kind of stuff with these companies, talk to the drivers. Talk to the drivers, because these recruiters will tell and say anything to you in order to get you in the door, put a body in the seat, and get those wheels to turning to where they can make money out off of you. Rest easy, little sister. Uh, to the family, continue prayer. Uh, if you guys need any help with moving forward with any type of legal action, uh for which I hope somebody has gotten in contact with you, and you've contacted the BBB, and you've got with FMCSA and all of that kind of stuff, to where you can get some justice, even from the side of even from the side of getting your paycheck back and then some, because they should have never uh held your paycheck for whatever reason. And that is just totally, hey, little bit. Hey, look at you like the camera? Hey, hey, little bit.
She
Ah.
bad. She bad.
Miss
Mhm.
Lady Trucker, any last
Yeah.
words? It's almost been 2 hours and I want to appreciate you. Any last words?
Thank you for having me here. Thank you for allowing me on your platform and your podcast. I appreciate everything that you do for the trucking community. I appreciate you letting me somewhat get my story out there, and for everybody that's watching, thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, it's like my girl Theresa say, it's trucker's life, baby.
It's Trucker's life all day long. She got more story to tell. She got a book to write. She got everything, and
I do.
she'll be able. You can't get it in an hour. You'll have to read the book when it comes out. And I'm speaking it over your life. I need to write a book, but I don't want to take my family back through that. Everything.
Whoa, but
So
it's coming. I
yeah,
got
it's
some stuff
coming.
in the works.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I just want everybody out there to be. I'm a positive person. I kill negativity when I shut it down. It takes too much energy to be negative. Like it takes too much energy to put into anything negative. So me, I'm all about positive vibes. I keep a smile on my face. And even if I'm going through a situation, you won't know because I'm a happy person. My personality is bubbly, and out here in this trucking industry, I'm trying to bring us together as one. And and if it is one day at a time, then it's one day at a time. Instead of us being segregated, I'm trying to bring us together. And I mean, it's gonna take time and work and motivation, but that's what I'm out here for as well. So again, Freight, thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. I appreciate that. And it was good talking to you,
It ain't no foolishness today. We'll continue that tomorrow.
and y'all see this little baby. She want to be on there. Hey, say hi, say bye, say bye bye.
Bye.
Tell them
Bye.
bye
Hey,
bye. She said
man,
no,
you you
no.
have a good night. You have a good rest of your night, and we will be in contact soon. Sorry about them Cowboys. No, I'm
Ah,
not.
you a hater.
No,
Hey,
I'm
it's
not.
still Cowboy Nation. I still live it. I still live it. You see
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
it.
Man, have a good
Okay,
night. Be
you as
safe, and
well.
we'll talk to you soon.
Likewise, y'all be safe and thank
All
you
right.
again.
All right. Bye bye. All right. That was Miss Lady Trucker. Man, I thank her. I thank her for joining the podcast. I really do. I thank her for coming on. And I thank you guys for joining. I thank you guys for uh listening. And I will be signing out for now. Remember, everything you do should have a purpose, and make your purpose everything you do. And we will talk to you later, and we'll check in with you. We'll check in with you in the morning on TikTok. And I will be out. Peace.